I'm Ellie, and welcome to Chamber Chatting, when we focus on small business summer. Today we are talking with Dr. Dawn of Spinal Care Chiropractic. Hi, Dr. Dawn.
Hi, how are you today?
Good, how are you?
Well, thank you.
Okay, Dr. Dawn owns a small business called Spinal Care Chiropractic, which I guess is it still technically considered a small business? I feel like it's grown so much.
It has grown quite a bit, but yes, we still classify as that. We
Okay.
only have about 15 employees, so
Yeah.
we still fall into that realm. But it has taken quite a number of turns over the year. What started out with just Lisa and I has now really grown to not just us as the providers, but an additional doctor, massage therapist. We have a nutritionist that we work with, 3 Pilates instructors, plus full administrative staff. So it's taken on a life of its own, as well as the medical community. We have a neurosurgeon that comes in and offices with us a couple of times a month. So it really has grown into something I don't even think we knew it would become.
That it could become. So tell me about sort of your start and your, where your business came from and what you and Lisa kind of maybe had originally thought of. And
that's it. I don't think we really had originally thought of anything. How it got started was we were both working for the same group in the north side of Houston, just in different locations.
Mm-hmm.
And that for me started in 97, her in 95. And we became instant friends and realized that how we wanted to run a practice was very mirrored to one another. And also realized that the strengths and weaknesses complemented each other. The things that she was great at, I was not. What I was stronger in, she was not. And so it kind of worked as a really good partnership. So we actually formed in January of 2000 and opened on Sawdust Road and in a storefront next to what was Randall's at the time. And grew that practice in about 5 years to where we were literally out of space but had nowhere to go.
Yeah.
So we relocated in 07 to across from Memorial Hermann. And that's when the biggest part of it really grew for us, because just by being in the medical community, we'd always had a large number of medical referrals that just exploded. And in doing so, now we have the blessing of all of our doctors pretty much in the same general vicinity. A few folks, up near St. Luke's, but everybody is in that same realm, and a number of them in the same building. So it makes it very easy for us to refer to the outside specialties. And she practices acupuncture. We brought on a massage therapist. And then the Pilates rehab program really has been of a great benefit to us and the medical community as well, because it's a way for patients to get back into exercise when they just literally can't.
Yeah.
And the one-on-one training that they receive from our STOT certified trainers is really, really helpful.
Very cool. So what resources in the community did you use to open or grow your practice?
So very funny. On day one, when we decided to leave the other group, we had about a 2-week window of time before we opened up. So contacted a local computer company to get our computers, contacted a local cell phone company to get our cell phones so we could get off the ground and running. The courier was gracious and ran some ads for us simply because we couldn't, we just needed to let people know where we were going.
Yeah.
Woodforest National Bank has been with us pretty much since day one in supporting our efforts. And so Interfaith, as far as it's now a different book, I think, but it was the Interfaith Directory back then, and I think it's kind of grown as well. And then just really once we started joined the chamber, working those relationships throughout. And so as much local as we can get done, we certainly try to. And they've all been very supportive, not only as becoming patients, or we refer to them as friends, but, just the referrals of how to get and network.
Well, you really have been involved with the chamber since day one.
Pretty much.
And I know you've also been involved with Leadership Montgomery County, and sent a lot of your staff through that program.
Yes.
You're an alum, correct?
I am.
Okay.
And so is Lisa.
Perfect.
So.
And I know, so now you are on the networking breakfast team and have been a brave soul on the networking breakfast team for
I want to say pretty much from the beginning. I think the first year we were not, so at least 14 years, because this is 16 for us. So on the networking breakfast team for 14 years. Yeah, getting up and being there at 6:30 once a month is a good challenge.
Yeah, so if you come to networking breakfast, you are sure to see Dr. Dawn there at the registration table. Next year she'll be at the microphone.
Yes.
But you've been a long-standing part of networking breakfast. So we thank you for that and your bravery of before 7:01 a.m.
Well,
arriving to set everything up.
I think that's one of the important things about the chamber is I can't make the afternoon events all the time. I get to come spots, but and some of the fundraising events and other big special activities that you guys do, they just don't always meet my schedule.
Yeah.
So for me, being consistent in that networking breakfast every month, I think I've missed 6 breakfasts in 14 years. It's the being consistent that really kind of helps to make your chamber membership work and make you being visible in the community work.
Absolutely. I think that's a great, especially as a small business owner, when you're spinning lots of plates and doing lots of things yourself that you might not normally be if you weren't running your own small business. I think it's important to pick and choose kind of where to mix and match your membership to make it work for you.
Right.
So I think that's a great strategy. And you also do a lot with sponsoring the Volunteer Appreciation Luncheon and Chairman's Ball and those fun things too.
Love those events. Like to try to, those are ones that because they plan them so far in advance, they're actually easy to get onto our calendar.
Yeah.
And because they only happen one time a year, it makes it very easy for us to be that. I love the Volunteer Appreciation Luncheon. We are so blessed in Montgomery County to have an amazing group of nonprofits as well as the volunteers who work with them and for them, that I just think it's really important that we give back and thank them for all of their service because they're able to do things that my life just doesn't allow. And so I'm glad that we're able to be a part of honoring them. Chairman's Ball is just fun. I mean, we like to go that. We started out in the beginning as a tabletop decorator and then just decided at some point along the way that we just weren't as creative as everybody else. And so we needed to come up with a better way to sponsor that event. And we've had, again, a great blessing of a number of wonderful chairmen that have served under mine and Lisa's tenure as being a part of the chamber. So it's good that we get to honor them. And we enjoy getting to come. This year should be fun.
Yes.
It will be fun. The Havana Nights.
Havana Nights.
It'll be fun.
Jimmy Buffett.
My husband is thrilled. He can wear Tommy Bahama.
Yes.
I think a lot of the men are thrilled. They're like, wait, I can put away my tux?
And
What?
cigars.
And cigars, yep. And there's cigars and mojitos. Dr. Dunn, what are some other ways that you're involved in giving back to the community?
Well, we like to sponsor, find some things that we're sort of passionate about. And we do a lot of that through our children as well, because the kids are involved in a number of different activities. So try to sponsor local school activities, different sports teams. One of the things that we've been involved in the last several years has been sponsoring Children's Safe Harbor and being a part of their gala. Love what Dr. Constance and her team do for our community. I just think it's such a blessing, their facility that they have and the work in which they do to shed some light on such a hard thing that we find in our county, because I think sometimes we don't always remember that occurs in our area. We sponsor the Paint the Path Pink run that I think it's Mitchell does. Dr. Reister and her family go out every year and be a part of that. Love Montgomery County Youth Services. We once upon a time sponsored with Leadership Montgomery County, and just life has kind of gotten in a way where we can't, but we still love that program. So just we take a look at everything, and whatever looks appealing to us, we try to be as consistent as we can, but sometimes that's a challenge.
Yeah, I think that part of the success of a small business in Montgomery County is ways that they can give back and getting involved in that way. And I think that a lot of our small businesses have seen that and choose ways to give back, and I think that's a unique part of our community that we should talk about more for sure. What is one piece of advice that you would give to a fellow small business owner?
Try to laugh at yourself at least once a day and know that you're going to make mistakes along the way. Some of the stuff we look back as, when we got started all those years ago, and we, Lisa and I both serve on the board for the Chiropractic College, so we run interns through our practice quite a bit. And, they always ask us those questions of, were there things that you wish that you could do over? Absolutely. So you just don't make that mistake again.
Yeah.
But learn from them. And, I think the main thing is just be consistent and passionate about what you do. Every day we get up and go in there, and we have patients who are in pain and who are hurting, and they just want to feel better. And they're not always at their best humor when they're coming in to see us. And so sometimes those are the real blessings, is when you can put the light back in their eyes or the smile back on their face, just because they had 2 or 3 hours where they weren't hurting yesterday. And that's a real positive. So try to laugh at yourselves, try to stay focused on what your real mission is, and just do the best you can do every day. And it at some point just has to be enough, because you're not going to get it right every time.
I like that. All right, Dr. Dawn, if anyone is interested in getting in touch with you or coming to see you at Spinal Care Chiropractic, where can they go?
We are located at 9303 Pinecroft right across the street from Memorial Hermann Hospital. And our phone number is 281-292-6644, or check us out at spinalcarechiro.com.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much for joining us today, and thank you for being a small business that supports our community so much, and thank you for being such an active chamber member.
Yeah.
We love that you are brave and are sticking with us on Networking Breakfast, so thank you so much.
You're welcome. I enjoy it.
I'm Ellie P.
And I'm Holly P.
And this is 2 P's in a Podcast, where we tell you what's happening at the chamber this week.
We have some save the dates for you guys. The Chairman's Ball is August 20th. The annual awards luncheon is September 16th. Cards and Cocktails is going to be September 29th. And then the Economic Outlook Conference is going to be January 27th, 2017. And Taste of the Town, which is always lots of fun, is February 9th, 2017.
Thanks, Andrea. Andrea Van Eggs is our EFTA intern from the Woodlands High School that's with the chamber this summer.
Yes, she's doing a fabulous job. Good job, girl. So this is Holly, and I'm chatting about the upcoming Chairman's Ball on August 20th, Havana Nights, an evening in the islands. I know a lot of people are super excited about the theme this year. Jimmy Buffett, Tommy Bahama wear, cigars. I don't know what I'm wearing, but we'll figure it out. Anyway, so we are still looking for tabletop decorators for this event. Again, super well attended, well over 600 people at this event. It's a free way to feature your business at a chamber function. You just supply the items for the table. You theme it however you like. You can theme it around your business, or you can theme it matching the theme of the Chairman's Ball Havana Nights. It's totally up to you what you want to do. If you want to learn more about that, to get involved, go to events at woodlandschamber.org, or you can contact the chamber directly at 281-367-5777. Thank you, Ellie. And so we're really excited, to support our outgoing chairman, Mr. Keaton McDaniel.
Absolutely. And if you have any questions, if you are new to the Tabletop Decorators crew and you have any questions about that, you can contact the Special Events Department. And we also have just scads of old photos from events and Tabletop Decorators past that you're more than welcome to come check out and flip through and see if that gives you any kind of ideas of what you might want to do this year. So
Absolutely.
we definitely welcome you to come be a tabletop decorator.
Absolutely.
And I think that's all today. So I'm Ellie P.
And I'm Holly P.
And this is
2 P's in a Pod.